Where's Mrs. Richards? Oh, she's out in the office. Welcome back. This is video 2, part 2. I think it's part 2. The plan's always quite loose, but this is part 2, I think. Now, are you ready for the new jig? Whoa! Invented by me using ideas that I've stolen from other people. This is a neck jig, the likes of which you might not have ever seen before, but I think it's deceptively simple. We've just got a box. In that box, we have got spacers in which we can fit our neck. All right, that neck is secured. Now into the box goes various panels. The first one being the panel for our truss rod. That literally sits in there. Bosh, done. Now obviously you've got to set it up for whatever router base you've got. I use the Bosch plunge router, which I wish I hadn't bought because it's not that great.
Wow, this is garbage.
But there you go, he runs in that channel. It gets better. After I've finished with the truss rod, because we all love carbon fibre, didn't put any in the last build, turned out lovely. I'll put it in this build though, because I've got a drawer full of the stuff. In goes our panel for the carbon fibre rods. This is where I outdid myself, because there's 2 carbon fibre rods and we can't, no, how does that work? Well, very simply, I've got 2 battens here, right and left, because I'm an idiot. They've got some dowels on them, and you can either position them on the left-hand channel, and we can do our carbon fibre routes, and then we basically move them over to the right-hand channel, and we can do our carbon fibre route. Oh, that's easy, isn't it? So anyway, I'll speed it up and montage this because you don't want to listen to the router. Ah! It's no fun, is it? So I will descend into silence, speed up this very boring process. So that's us in. You can see we've got our channels in there, all looking lovely. So now we're just going to glue up our carbon fibre channels, just putting it in with tight bond. And then we'll get our truss rod in, get a bit of tape over the groove, leave the tape in there, and away we whirl. In they go, a bit longer at the end. I like to be able to see the carbon fibre in the end of the neck once we're done. Just in case no one believes me. In goes our truss rod. Spot on, there he is, spot on, you dirty bastard.
Language.
Bit of tape. Now I'm going to cut my fret slots after this is glued on. In the old days I would do it a bit differently. I did see Chris at Highline Guitars say that you should do everything to the fretboard before it gets stuck to the... And yeah, there might be a bit of merit on that. I don't do it from the same from one week to the next, if I'm honest with you. Fretboard good side up. Right, that's it, I'm buying more clamps today. I'm going clamp shopping. I think that'll do us, don't you? Whoa. Oh, I just walked in from the other side. I think that's the first. Just watching Colin from Guitaristas. Absolutely love it. Best show ever. Where have we got so far at the end of part 1? We have basically got a body with a top glued on. That's about as far as we've got with that. What do I want to do first? I want to get this routed off. I want to get some sides cut. Want to get it trimmed, all right? Gotta have your wood trimmed. So that's what we're going for. We're gonna trim our wood. And then I'm gonna start filling all these little tiny holes of epoxy. Once that's going off, I'm gonna leave it, let it go. Probably gotta do it over and over again. And because I've never worked with this wood before, it's a bit posh. And we're gonna do some work on our neck, all right? Because this is a bit of a minger. Gonna give it a bit of a clean up on the edges because I've got glue squeeze out everywhere. We're gonna make love to that. We're gonna make love to it. Can't do much to the body until your neck is done. So wind it in. Carry on. Well, there you go, bit prepped. Gonna mix up some epoxy now. Basically fill a load of these cracks. So there you go, next stage, bit of epoxy.
Boring!
Well, that took a while. Now I'm gonna put this to one side and deal with the carnage tomorrow. On with the neck. Where do we start? Where do we start from here? Well, I'm gonna tidy up this glue because there's a lot of it. More than usual. Well, that wood is a bit of a bastard, gotta be honest. Not particularly nice to work with. It wants to explode every time you put a tool near it. But I think we just about got it. Got a little chunk missing there, but I think most of that's gonna get routed out. So the next stage, we're gonna radius this bad boy. Keep the language in check, Paul. Keep the language in check. Let's set up the radiusing section then. Come on, let's go. I always walk from that way, don't I? Shall I walk from the other way? And the magic of television. Right, you bloodsuckers. That's that profiled and rounded off and all the rest of it in a nice view in the swanky camera. Weird old wood this is. You've got to go very, very slow. But it's always good to start slow. Apparently. Shut up, all you shit. Anyway, so, little word of warning. I like StewMac gear. You've probably seen me use bits and bobs. It's great. It's expensive, but it is great. And if you do their StewMac membership, then free delivery and all the rest of it. Well, the last thing I ordered is taken a month to get to me. Do you know why? Because I ordered 280 quid's worth of gear, and that exceeds the import duties threshold.
Taxman's coming. I don't know when, but I got to be ready.
And I just had to pay another £48 this morning so that Royal Mail would deliver it. Government, whoever is in charge of that. Done me big style. So if you are going to order from Europe, GW Woods and all that sort of stuff, or StewMac, even if you've got to do 2 orders of £130 each, do that because you will not get import duties, I believe. That's how it works. Look, you can see my carbon, it's hollow. That's nice, isn't that? Well, I reckon at this point you can probably tell me what's next, but I'll tell you what's next anyway, because that's why you're here. You're here to listen to me waffle on about how I do it over and over again, but we've just got to make sure we keep raising the bar. So next up, we've got a lovely neck blank. Everything's profiled, beautiful, everything's nice and equal. Let's make sure you've got that in camera of love. There you go. Everything is nice and equal. It's looking very, very squiz. I love the grain. I'm loving the grain on the neck and the way that it flows into the headstock. So the next stage is going to be to cut some fret slots, which we'll whip over on the machine, and I'll take you over and do that. And then my machine of death, of doom, that I normally use for scalloping my headstocks, I've broken the shaft. It's broken the shaft. All right, steady yourselves, steady yourselves. So I'm gonna have to go old school and do it on the Triton, which is how I learned anyway, so that's what we'll do. So we'll get this set up first. I'll shut up. We'll just get this taped on, figure it out, get Jiggus Biggus out. And if you're not familiar with Jiggus Biggus, you will be by the end of this video. Oh, it's beautiful, that is. Absolutely banging. Jiggus Maximus for the win. Fret slots cut. That's easy, innit? When you've got the tools. When you've got the tools, it is easy. Love that blade. radiusdish.co.uk. Okay, so we've got some fret slots. Now I've got that, I can think about some other bits. Some inlays. We can start thinking about some inlays. We can start figuring out our brass inlays. I need to go and pick some seashells. I'm going to scallop the headstock first. Standard thickness for a headstock is 15 mil. I believe. I'm just putting a guideline on there, but I'm going to run it through the bandsaw because I'm hard. Follow me. Got a scale on the bandsaw. That's cheating, isn't it? Like the missus. Got to wind her up. Oh. And then we're going on the scale. And I'm going to go to 15 mil. Because I don't want to take too much. 15 mil. I don't know if that's going to come out on camera. Very Blair Witch. Anyway, stop getting carried away, Paul. Put your ears in. You have to put your ears in. Well, that was easy, those bits, wasn't it? That was easy. Now we can think about some inlays. Whew. How thick is our brass? 5.97, that's convenient. 6mm drill bit, brought to you from Rutland's. I have succumbed to the world of glasses, so I am wearing glasses now. Right, how big's me side dot wire? 3mm. Oakley dokley. So where are we on the body? I just want to take you through some ideas I've been having, because I've been sat here just deliberating for quite a while. Like I probably mentioned, we're going P90s. There you go. So we're going P90s. Simple little job. I wanted to put like a floating bridge on. I've been looking online. Is there anything I can buy? There isn't. So I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. This could be disastrous. It could be comedy. One thing I do want to do is use a brass acoustic bridge. Now I know that that's got to go on a bit of an angle like that. So I've got to figure out a way of mounting it. And I also need a way of adjusting it, because the chances of getting the intonation perfectly is very slim, very slim. So I've come up with, excuse my arts and crafts, I've come up with this little dude. I want to make that. I'm going to make it out of walnut. And in that is going to be housed my bridge. It's probably going to sit about there. So what's that going to look like, do you think? What's that going to look like? Well, actually, I've gone a little bit of Blue Peter and I've made another one. But it's the right colour. It's gone a bit curly. So that is what I'm going to make out of walnut. It's going to hang over the edge here, and I'm going to have a bit of adjustment so that I can pull this back and forth. Oof, filth. I might be getting a little bit out of me station. I might be thinking I can do more than I can. But we'll have a go, shall we? So I'm doing that out of walnut. Just so happens I've got a bit of walnut left from my one-piece body. So I'm going to craft this out of this. Editing Paul here. Sorry for the rude interruption, but it's wine night and I've had too many already. Here we are doing a bit of editing. Little look behind the scenes. You're going to have to wait till the next video for the bridge manufacturer, because it's going to take me a little bit more thinking and probably a few cock-ups along the way. So there you go. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Try not to be slags.
What'd you call me? That was a bit weird with the socks.